Welcome back to Explain the Charts. Today, September 21st, 2025, we're dissecting the intricate movements of LTCUSD, aiming to provide you with an in-depth analysis based on the latest news and detailed chart data. Litecoin has been buzzing with excitement, largely driven by several significant bullish developments that are reshaping its market outlook. The most impactful news recently came from biotech firm MEI Pharma, which made headlines on September 18, 2025, by allocating over $100 million to a Litecoin treasury. This monumental move, involving crypto infrastructure firm GSR and Litecoin creator Charlie Lee joining MEI's board, signals powerful institutional confidence and mirrors MicroStrategy's successful Bitcoin strategy. It's a massive bullish indicator, validating LTC as a credible corporate reserve asset and potentially attracting further similar large-scale allocations, providing a strong long-term price stabilizer. Beyond institutional interest, Litecoin continues to solidify its utility, a crucial factor for sustained growth. In 2025, LTC surpassed 300 million lifetime transactions, showcasing its robust payment adoption across major platforms like BitPay, PayPal, and Venmo. The integration with Telegram Wallet further enhances its real-world usability, enabling direct LTC transfers for over 800 million users and significantly lowering entry barriers for mass adoption. On the technical front, the launch of LitVM, Litecoin's first zero-knowledge layer 2 solution on May 30, 2025, introduces Ethereum-compatible smart contracts and cross-chain transfers. This modernization expands LTC's capabilities into the burgeoning decentralized finance, or DeFi, ecosystem, opening up new avenues for growth and increasing its competitive edge. These ecosystem developments collectively present a compelling bullish narrative for Litecoin's future. However, the path forward for Litecoin isn't entirely without its challenges, as a mixed market landscape persists. The SEC's repeated delays on 3 Litecoin ETF proposals, pushing definitive decisions to November 14, 2025, introduce a degree of short-term regulatory uncertainty and potential price volatility. While analysts, including Bloomberg's Eric Balchunas, maintain a high 68 to 90% approval probability, these delays could still temper bullish enthusiasm in the immediate future. Furthermore, Litecoin faces increasing competition from newer, utility-focused projects like Remitix, which is gaining traction with a record-breaking presale. Some critiques suggest Litecoin's current model, focused primarily on transactional utility, lacks the innovative payment systems needed for modern cross-border transactions, potentially challenging its long-held cornerstone position in the crypto market. Let's turn our attention to the daily chart of LTCUSD, encompassing data from May 2024 through September 20, 2025. What immediately stands out is the market's dynamic nature, characterized by periods of aggressive rallies and sharp corrections. Throughout this time frame, Litecoin has seen significant price swings, ranging from lows in the mid-$60s during the summer of 2024 to highs well above $130 in late 2024 and early 2025. A persistent overhead resistance zone, prominently featured in recent news, is the $114 to $116 range. This area has proven to be a tough ceiling for LTCUSD, with several attempts to break above it being met with selling pressure. Conversely, the $100 to $109 area appears to offer solid support, having acted as a springboard for previous rallies. Now, let's zoom into a specific, interesting range on the daily chart, focusing on May to July 2025, a period rich with fundamental news. The LitVM ZK Layer 2 launch on May 30, 2025, coincides with a notable upward price movement, where LTCUSD climbed from roughly $83 to $88. This surge demonstrates a clear positive market reaction to expanding Litecoin's technical capabilities and utility into DeFi. Further into July, around the 25th, when Telegram integration was announced, the price remained strong, stabilizing in the $112 to $114 range. This sustained strength, despite broader market fluctuations, reinforces the idea that tangible utility developments are being recognized and absorbed by the market, providing underlying support and maintaining bullish momentum. Moving closer to the present, let's analyze the impact of the most recent events on the daily chart from August through September 20th, 2025. The SEC's delay of ETF decisions on September 12th, while a potential setback, didn't trigger a significant sell-off. Instead, we observed the price move from a close of $115.87 on September 11th to $118.12 on September 12th, suggesting the market is choosing to prioritize the high probability of eventual approval over the temporary delay. Then, the highly anticipated MEI Pharma's $100 million Treasury announcement on September 18th led to a more than 1% gain, closing at $118.26. However, the very next day saw a slight retracement to $114.11, indicating that some short-term profit-taking occurred after the initial excitement, and perhaps a retest of that $114 to $116 critical resistance. For a granular view of recent price action, let's shift to the 15-minute chart, covering September 19th and 20th, 2025. In this short time frame, LTCUSD has been trading within a relatively tight range, largely consolidating between approximately $113.50 and $114.50. We can see brief attempts to break higher, but these are often met with selling pressure, pushing the price back within this consolidation zone. The trading volume here is moderate, reflecting a period of indecision or accumulation. There's no clear breakout pattern developing within this immediate range, suggesting a temporary equilibrium in the very short term. It's vital to address a point of divergence here. Recent news reports on September 20th indicated Litecoin trading around $117.80, citing a 1.68% rise. However, our provided 15-minute chart data concludes on September 20th at 23:59 Universal Time Coordinated with a close of $114.23, and the daily chart ends with $114.03. This significant difference suggests that either a rapid, substantial price movement occurred immediately after our data cutoff, or there are variations in reported prices across different exchanges. As traders, it's crucial to acknowledge these potential information lags and rely on real-time data from your preferred exchange for the most accurate current price action. For our analysis, we must stick to the data provided, which shows consolidation around $114. Returning to the daily chart for a broader perspective on support and resistance, a breakout above the $114 to $116 critical resistance zone is paramount for bullish continuation. This level has been tested multiple times and represents a significant hurdle. If LTCUSD can establish a sustained close above this, ideally accompanied by strong buying volume, it would signal a robust reversal and potential for a new leg up. Immediate short-term support lies around the $109 level, which has previously demonstrated its strength, absorbing selling pressure. A break below $109 would likely lead to a retest of the psychological $100 mark, a historically significant support level for Litecoin. From a bullish perspective, the long-term outlook for LTCUSD appears cautiously optimistic. The strong institutional validation from MEI Pharma, coupled with the high probability of SEC ETF approvals, forms a powerful fundamental backbone. If the SEC indeed approves the ETFs by November 14, 2025, we could see substantial institutional inflows, estimated between $400 to $500 million to potentially $8 billion, similar to Bitcoin's 2024 ETF-driven rally. Under these conditions, a sustained break above $116 is highly likely, perhaps 75 to 85% probable. This could propel Litecoin towards the $125 to $130 range in the short term, with a medium-term target of the $147 Fibonacci level becoming increasingly plausible. Conversely, a more bearish scenario, though less probable at approximately 20 to 25% given the current positive news, still warrants consideration. Should the SEC deny the ETF proposals or introduce further significant delays, or if the broader crypto market experiences a downturn, Litecoin could face renewed selling pressure. A rejection at the $116 resistance, followed by a break below the $109 immediate support, would likely lead to a retest of the $100 psychological support. A breach of $100 could see LTC descend towards the 50-day moving average, currently around $89 to $90. Key things to look for include the actual SEC decision on November 14, 2025, and any updates regarding the $150,000 grant pool for the Litecoin Ecosystem Fund in Q4 2025, as these events will provide definitive direction. In conclusion, LTCUSD stands at a pivotal juncture, balancing strong fundamental tailwinds against critical technical resistance and regulatory hurdles. The recent price action, influenced by both institutional confidence and ETF speculation, points towards a potential breakout. However, market participants must remain vigilant, monitoring not just price levels, but also macro news and sentiment. Always remember to perform your own due diligence, manage risk prudently, and adapt your strategies to real-time market developments. Thank you for joining Explain the Charts for this deep dive. Stay informed and trade wisely.